Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Zambidis I'm sure he'll get some type of money, but it's not going to be like an event. Because he's already done a bunch of these.
Plus, as well, it's abroad, so I think it's easier for him to hide the kind of money that he gets as opposed to being paid in the US. And got creditors coming after him.
Yeah, maybe he gets paid in Bitcoin or something, NFTs.
Yeah.
His life has been just one amazing adventure after another.
Welcome once again to another edition of the Stand Up Guys. I am Patrick Robles. He is Edge Brown. Edge, happy Super Bowl Sunday, sir.
Happy Super Bowl Sunday.
You were at breakfast yesterday, were you not?
I was at the Super Bowl breakfast yesterday.
Tell me about that. How was that?
It was good. He got a little preachy, a little religious, which...
oh, really?
He did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which was, we'll talk about that after. But good seeing Christian McCaffrey. He won the Bart Star Award.
Uh-huh.
So that was cool.
All right. You had good seats?
I had good seats, yeah. It was dinner. There was tables assigned, and they bought you breakfast, and there was like over 3,000 people there.
Did anyone recognize you? Did say that there's Edge?
No.
No. Okay.
There's a lot of people there, a lot of famous athletes there.
Okay. a couple levels above you even.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Way more recent than me as well.
All right. Well, okay. Well, who you got today?
Probably going to go with the Seahawks.
I agree. I think the Seahawks are going to romp, but I will say this. In your office or at your work or at your gym, some guy's going to show up to work, or some girl's going to show up to work Monday wearing Seahawks gear. That person's a horrible human being because they have not talked about the Seahawks all year.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think highly of Seahawks fans at all because I'm a Niner fan, so I'm bitter. But yeah, if that person who shows up with the Seahawks gear, don't trust him. All right.
It's crazy because the Seahawks, I think at the beginning of the season, they were 80-1 against from winning the Super Bowl.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Being in the Super Bowl, I think. So
so you could, especially because they had Sam Darnold, the quarterback. So you could have won a couple ducats there.
Oh, yeah. That would have been a good bet.
Okay. So that is our Super Bowl preview. You're welcome. All right. We got a lot to get to this week, but we are going to start with just a quick cleanup. And this is super quick. Last show I was talking about when Omar Trinidad won via 10th round TKO over Max Orlenas, and I was like, said, hey, this ref did a good job, and I couldn't remember the ref's name. Thomas Taylor. He's one of the best. He was actually the ref for Canelo versus Crawford, so I should remember his name. And anytime during boxing, there's kind of a group of refs you'll start to see. And I think right now, Thomas Taylor, he's one. Harvey Docks.
Oh, Doc, yeah, he's one. Yeah.
Tony Weeks, Jack Reese.
Yeah.
That's kind of like when there's a big fight.
A big fight, yeah. You see one of those guys usually.
So Thomas Taylor, I'm sorry. I forgot your name. All right. So like I said, we do have a lot to get to, but we got to start with Glory, kind of, sort of.
We do.
It'll be one of the last times we do, I promise.
I don't want to talk about him really after yesterday's debacle.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is have a very quick rant, and we're going to keep this quick because Glory does not deserve a whole lot of our bandwidth.
Yeah.
But I think my last rant was about AT&T or something.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah, and that one was long. This one's going to be quick, but we got to talk about Glory because they did have 105. And like I said, we won't be talking about Glory too much more. So here we go. When we first started, our vision for this show included Glory. We definitely, you even came to me and said, hey, I want to, do some Glory stuff or whatever. In 33 episodes, we've covered 17 Glory cards. 16 were pay-per-views, and every single one was a pain in the ass to watch. All of them. The one free Glory card, that thing out of Miami, was a technical and competitive embarrassment that, it looked and sounded worse than maybe if we just turned on an iPhone and kept recording this podcast. It was that bad. In that same span, we covered 72 one championship cards. 71 were free, and the one pay-per-view cost $20 and was a technical marvel. Glory is already a niche product, and now they have decided to move to, wait for it, Triller.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not the Michael Jackson Triller.
Yeah. It's that other Triller. Glory's roster is painfully thin, and this whole last heavyweight standing thing, it is no longer a concept. It's a gimmick to mask a lack of depth, forcing fighters to compete multiple times in a night just to fill out a card. Shows are infrequent. They're underwhelming, and too often they are highlighted not by great fights, but by chaotic, borderline pro wrestling scenes with officials, in the black suits and everything running to the ring. And here's the thing, kickboxing talent's not rare. got Thailand, Myanmar, Iran, Dagestan, Eastern Europe. Glory could rotate talent in matchups. They do not. So with all that said, here is your Glory kickboxing coverage presented under protest by the stand-up guys. Maury Chroma wins last heavyweight standing via tepid PA announcement. Yeah, you heard that right. Because the guy had been kicking other guys for 45 minutes earlier, was suddenly unable to kick more guys. There may not be much more Glory coverage, Edge. I've about had it with these guys.
Oh yeah, it was pretty bad. I tried to watch it yesterday, thinking it was going to be on DAZN.
DAZN, yeah.
And it wasn't on DAZN. I looked it up, and it was on Triller, which Triller pay-per-view. I'm like, okay, I'm not watching that.
No.
So I just followed it on their X page and followed what happened, and I was just more disgusted from every post that came out. It was just really awful.
Yeah, so I think we're going to start trying for K1, even though that's hard to watch too, but we'll figure something out, right?
Well, it can't be worse than Glory. I mean, no matter how hard they try, it can't be worse than that.
Okay, so that's that. So we do have other stuff to talk about. For example, Shakur Stevenson to Teófimo López.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So there is so much to talk about on that. But let's start just with the actual fight itself. Edge, I'm dying to hear what you have to say.
I thought he was a masterclass by Shakur Stevenson. I mean, like a beautiful boxing with a jab. I mean, he's southpaw, but he's right-handed.
I did not know that. I know that now, but I did not know that.
So he was picking him off with that right-hand jab that you could tell that Teófimo was kind of rocked by it. You know, was like hurt by it. But then Teófimo couldn't find any answers, and his corner didn't really help him. He had his father in his corner, who didn't do a good job of corner work,
which we're going to get to. But let me ask you this: there's so many things that you could, I don't know, pick out. What was your one favorite thing that of all the stuff, whether it be the footwork, the distance? What was your one favorite thing?
I think the fact that he held his ground. I mean, I think a lot of people thought that if he won this fight, he would be running, and he didn't run. He held his ground and boxed. He stayed straight in front of Teófimo López, made him miss and made him pay. Yeah,
they said you could have just kept a ruler or a tape measure in between them, and he just kept that exact distance the whole time. I watched it again this morning.
Yeah.
My favorite thing was that right hook. Actually, before I would have said right hook, it was just the right hook and the right jab.
Yeah.
And I did not, like I said, I did not know that he was a natural right-hander, and it just makes total sense. Teófimo's eye looked like they'd clashed heads, or but it was all punches, and it's just an accumulation over and over and over. Yeah.
Yeah, it was total dominance.
Yeah, and it was just a pleasure to watch, and it was absolutely amazing. Across the spectrum, everyone agreed, and Shakur obviously goes up in the pound for pound. Where would you put him?
Well, now with Crawford being retired, obviously I'd have Inoue and Usyk ahead of him. But like for third place, I'd say it's between Shakur and Bam Rodriguez.
Maybe I would have Bivol too in the mix.
Bivol could be there too. Yeah.
But yeah, he's
definitely top five. Yeah,
he's top five now. And it's, I don't know how you beat him. I would compare this a bit to Mayweather versus Corrales.
It was similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other one I would almost compare it to. Going to make a UFC reference here. John Jones versus Shogun Rule. When John Jones won, just on that night, nobody was beating John Jones.
Yeah, he was good.
And on that night, last Saturday, nobody was beating Shakur. No. Nobody.
I think the Mayweather Corrales is a good
comparison.
Good comparison because of they were both going in. It was close to. Everybody thought it was close to 50-50, and it ended up being so one-sided.
Yeah, we both thought 50. I think we both had Shakur, but neither of us had Shakur like this.
No, I don't think anybody had him like this wide.
And that is the thing about Teo, though. Sometimes he could just lay an egg, but he does have trouble with fighters like Shakur. But I didn't think he was going to have this much trouble.
Well, the way he fought against Lomachenko, another southpaw, you'd think that he would give Shakur a hard fight, but obviously not. But then again, in that fight, Lomachenko as well, because he had surgery after the fight. He wasn't 100%, but still, Lomachenko was a master boxer as well. And Teo looked good in that fight, but in this one, he was just didn't. I didn't give him one round.
I gave him the 8th.
Yeah,
but just because I felt really bad, and the 8th you could kind of give him so. And I think the 8th was just more Shakur was just like pulling. just kind of pulling himself together, like taking a quick break without really taking a break. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that each
active recovery. We'll call it active recovery.
Because Teo didn't look as bad as he did in the other rounds. People gave him the 8th round, but I still think,
sure,
Oh,
I'm not going to die on this hill. I feel so bad for Teo. I'm like, I'll give you the 8th, buddy.
Give him one round.
Come on, man. Your eye looks awful. Here's the 8th. At least we can do. Your dad's not helping. Which before we get to the dad, though, I do want to bring up Shakur's corner, because we almost don't even know who they are. It's Wally Moses, his grandfather. Yeah. Ross Abner was his cut man, and Terrence Crawford was president as an advisor. Yeah. When I listened today, I really listened for the instructions, and early on, Wally is telling Shakur, hey, don't let him go to his left, your right. Make sure you're doubling up on the jab. I want to see 1-2. I was really giving him solid instructions. Yeah. Teo's dad, on the other hand,
hit him.
Where's your power?
Yeah, well, he's kind of like it's kind of like he was kind of cheerleading instead of coaching. So, that's never a good thing.
But I was going to bring that up because sometimes it's appropriate. We love the Teddy Atlas fireman speech. Yeah. I can remember you cornering. I don't even know if you remember this. You were cornering that kid Walid, and we had told him not to clinch, and he did it anyway. So he burned himself out in the first round. And you told him, "Hey, you got to man up now," because it was good advice. Because it wasn't a technique thing. It was like, all right, you got 2 rounds of hell in front of you. Yeah,
you got 5 through it.
So cheerleading is appropriate sometimes. Yeah, but here, there was no technical advice whatsoever.
Yeah, it's kind of there.
Yeah. And the other problem I have is, had Teo won, we would not be hearing the end of it from his dad.
No.
Oh my God. I mean, and he's throwing Teo under the bus, his own son. I mean, what I would understand is like, hey, my son still won that fight, and just because it's your son, but he didn't listen and all this other stuff, man.
Yeah, it's all about him.
Yeah. And I think pretty much everyone is united in their analysis of A, Shakur masterclass, and B, Teo's got to get rid of his dad.
He definitely, he's got to get with a solid trainer. I think Robert Garcia would be good for him if he went that route. Mm-hmm. But he's got to get rid of his dad. It's just, unfortunately, like most dads and sons in boxing, the dad's a trainer, doesn't work out very well. Always ends up pretty bad.
And we've spoken on this before. Yeah. And he definitely has a ceiling with his dad. He's got to. Yeah, he's got to do something else.
Well, it also was bad is like when they went for the medicals after, usually the team's with him, and Teo was alone. No one was with him. His dad didn't go with him. The other team members didn't go with him. And if it had won, I'm sure they all would have been there. So,
absolutely.
That for me, that's just disgusting.
Speaking of disgusting, the WBC, I mean, asking him for, what was it, $100,000?
$100,000.
And the WBC had nothing. This was a WBO, I believe. WBO title fight. The WBC had nothing to do with this. Yeah. And we've spoken on this 2 or 3 shows in a row now.
Yeah. But WBC, they do actually have a rule in their rules. Mm-hmm. A rule that I think is 7.3, that if the person who is a WBC champion has a fight that's not involved by the WBC, they can actually still take a percentage of their purse, which is a crazy rule.
1, it's a crazy rule. And 2, if the WBC followed all the rules all the time, I'd say give them the $100,000. Yeah. They bend rules left and right.
Well, you've got the upcoming fight, which we'll probably talk about with Figueroa and Thurman. Mm-hmm. Keith Thurman's getting a world title shot. He's never even fought at 154 before.
Yeah, Fundora.
Yeah, Fundora. Yeah, and I'm trying to figure. But he hasn't fought at 154 before, and he hasn't fought in, I don't know how. He had 1 fight in Australia against an unknown guy, and they're giving him a title shot. So I don't know how the rules work. If I was ranked by the WBC at 154 in the top 5, I'd be like, what's going on here? How come Thurman's getting a title shot?
He's fought once in the last 4 years, and he had a TKO over somebody named Brock Jarvis, the immortal Brock Jarvis. Yeah. So and it's like, I don't know. Is there anyone to fight at 154 right now? I mean, anyone at all?
Yeah, the most loaded division in boxing.
Yeah, and we're going after a guy who hasn't fought in 4 years. Oh, and we're charging $74.99.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, so the WBC, I do not.
You know, they've got. I think they've got Conor Benn as a #1 ranked fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's obvious they go to these fighters that can generate a lot of money, so they'll get more sanctioning fees and they'll give them title shots. It's garbage.
Oh,
you know?
what did you think of Conor Benn coming in there and doing the call out? I mean,
yeah, it's kind of Conor Benn's nowhere near that level. I don't know.
Yeah, I actually think he would pick apart Conor Benn. But,
oh man, it's so easily.
But it just as far as the build up, I mean, sure, why not?
Yeah.
But
Shakur actually called him in because I think Conor Benn's been talking trash. So Shakur's the one who actually called him into the ring. So,
and I think also for Shakur, that's high profile and pretty low risk for him. I mean,
and a lot of money. Yeah, it's
and,
big money
he
fight.
would do it in England. So I mean, Shakur's a smart kid.
Oh yeah.
So who else do we like against for Shakur?
Well, it depends if he drops back in the lightweight or he stays at 140. That's good.
I mean, I think the one guy we'd like to see him against is occupied right now, and we're going to get to that later on in the show. So,
Mr. Davis.
Mr. Davis. So we will get to our weekly segment. But
I don't know if that will happen
exactly.
due to circumstances beyond our control. But
I mean, who else will we like?
135. Well, Keyshawn's his friend, so he's not going to fight Keyshawn. That would be a good fight.
Right.
I think Andy Cruz. That'd be a fight there. Even Andy Cruz just lost, but
Devin Haney maybe.
Devin Haney, yeah.
Brian Norman. I mean,
yeah. But that's at 147. So I think Shakur's like really a lightweight.
Yeah.
He may fight at 140, but 147, it's maybe a step too far for him.
I think the only person, who did he fight in his last one? Zepeda, right?
Zepeda, yeah. It was a good fight.
I mean, I think that's the only type of guy that's really going to give him a problem. No, you're not going to outbox him.
No.
You need to have, I'm thinking like an Antonio Margarito type who's like, I don't care, I'll take 2 to land 1, and I'm just going to make it a sloppy track.
He needs to find himself that Maidana.
Yeah, exactly, Marcos Maidana.
Yeah,
and that's the only one. I mean, Zepeda at least made him work, but he still smokes Zepeda too.
Yeah, he'll smoke everybody at 135, 140 right now.
And that's the other thing. I think the only one that's going to beat him is Father Time, but he's 28 years old, and I'd say so long as nothing crazy happens for the next 7 years, we just get to enjoy this guy.
Yeah, 135. He's got Lamont Roach, right? He's got him, and he's got Schofield. So there's some interesting fights.
Yeah.
Whether they'll generate enough interest from the public, I don't know.
Yeah. So what do you think about all these people saying it was boring? So I believe you said, you told me what, Steven Jackson?
Yeah.
I think Shannon Sharp. And then the one that just killed me was Teddy Atlas.
Yeah.
Teddy Atlas saying, and his son said it was kind of boring. And I was just like, what? I mean, they should know better.
I think they probably meant that because you could see from like the second round what was going to happen. So they probably lost interest in the fight. But as far as being, if you're like a boxing fan and you like to watch good boxing, to me it was exciting to watch. Just watch him technically.
Even if you're not a boxing fan, like I may not know anything about soccer, but like when I see Cristiano Ronaldo or a Messi, you recognize greatness.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just are a fan of athletics, you can recognize greatness when you see it, and this should have been pretty obvious.
Yeah, and Teddy Atlas as well. I mean, remember he's from the Cusimado style from Mike Tyson, so that's not so much the stick and move style. It's more of a let's get in there and get busy. So I think he probably prefers that style,
right? So and because we are fans of Teddy Atlas, we're not going to be dumping on Teddy too much on this podcast. He did have some good points. Is like. Teo should have used some feints to get in, doubled up on his jab, and then don't get out over your skis, like don't get forward. Now, does that win you the fight? But that's actual advice.
Yeah, his corner should have been given him.
Should have been given him. Yeah. And then, Teddy was saying that, and I like that.
Yeah.
So Teddy, we want to be fair to Teddy because we do love Teddy.
Yeah.
Just for the fireman speech alone,
he's done so much for boxing.
Yeah, exactly. So. God, anything else? I mean, he's pound for pound. He's in his prime right now. He is just the guy right now.
Yeah,
and we are just so appreciative of him and to have him.
Yeah, just hopefully get some big fights. So if he fights twice more this year, that would be great.
Okay, we did want to talk about another defense. We actually mentioned him was Mayweather versus Corrales. Well, Floyd. you gotta give him credit. He finds a way to keep himself in the news. I mean, he finds a way to suck up the oxygen. So he has filed a lawsuit against Steven Espinosa and Showtime, alleging at least $340 million in misappropriated career earnings. I have an interesting take on this, Edge. You ready for this?
I'm ready for this one.
Okay. In 1996, there were two great boxing documentaries. Dakar Memories. I know from we'll get to that too. Dakar Memories.
Oh man,
we'll get to that.
You're making fun of my friend.
It's very hard for me to say Dakar Memories. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to say documentaries. So I apologize for saying documentary.
That's funny.
Anyway, there were two great documentaries. One, of course, is When We Were Kings, which we should probably talk about it. Something like have a league or something.
Great documentary.
Off the top of your head, can you name the other great boxing documentary of 1996?
No.
Great White Hype.
The Great White Hype.
So you may say, no, that's a satire. No, Edge, that was a documentary. And in that documentary, they have a character, Artemis St. John Saint. I looked it up. St. John Saint was his name. And he was like the lawyer.
Yeah.
So Reverend Sultan, played by the way, anyone who hasn't seen Great White Hype, shame on you. Go see Great White Hype.
Funny movie, hilarious.
So Reverend Sultan, played by Samuel Jackson, is asking Artemis about the contracts. And he says, they're vague, indecipherable, and best of all, any interpretation would lead to endless litigation. I think that is what we are looking at here, my friend. So these contracts with Floyd, the way it works, you can hide money and move money all types of ways, and I will have my emails and my documents that prove that I'm right. You will have your emails and your documents that prove that you're right, and we can both prove our case with lawyers, and the big winner are the lawyers. And you can have lawyers arguing these subtleties
for years.
Yeah. And I think that's where we are now. And the type of money that we're talking about with Floyd Mayweather on paper, $340 million, sure, maybe.
Yeah, I think there could be some substance to that. But which was the interesting part is that they didn't sue Al Heyman, which is even though he's mentioned in the lawsuit, he actually is not part of the lawsuit. Which is, if everyone does know, Al Heyman was Floyd Mayweather's advisor and has been the advisor to most of the fighters that fight for PBC.
And he has kept such a low profile. I kind of sort of know what he looks like, but I mean, he's the opposite of a Don King. I mean, in terms of profile and being out front, he likes to play the background big time.
Yeah, well, he was in the music industry for a long time. And I think the last Michael Jackson tour he did before he passed away was run by Al Heyman. So he's kind of like really like a behind the scenes broker in the music world, and he came into boxing to help out Floyd Mayweather, and then took a big role in boxing.
So Mayweather not naming Al Heyman at first sounds very suspect, but this is my theory on it. Apparently, Al Heyman suffered a stroke in 2023. I guess serious stroke. I don't know. All strokes are serious.
Yeah.
We have no idea how well he is or unwell.
Yeah.
But from purely a legal standpoint, you can easily, his lawyers can raise competency questions. And as soon as you do that, any competency claims, they can trigger like medical privilege on the records, sealed records, guardianship fights. And now you're in a whole nother thing. Like, you remember the end of Casino? When they're trying to put all the mobsters away and all of them got their little oxygen tanks and my guy can't stand trial. That triggers a whole nother thing. And Mayweather's lawyers are probably smart enough to go, you know what, let's not even bother. Let's go after the money. Yeah.
But even then with Showtime, I mean, Showtime's owned by Paramount now, the big which is part of CBS. But Showtime has been declining for years, so he's going after them for $350 million. It's Showtime. Do they actually have that money? I mean, would he go after Paramount for that? I don't know.
Yeah, you'd have to go after probably Paramount, but then they're going to say like that was before we came along.
Yeah, exactly. So but I think I looked at the last before the Paramount takeover, like Showtime was worth $3 billion, and that was like in 2022, 2023. So I wouldn't know how much they're worth now. I mean, I think a lot of people have cancelled their Showtime subscription, so it's got to be tremendously less than that. So. That and Steven Espinosa, would they have that kind of money?
No. I have the other thing that I have, and I think I've mentioned this to you before. He obviously made money from a lot of fights, but the two big ones obviously were the Pacquiao fight and the McGregor fight. Well, the thing is, those were not normal promotions. You had multiple parties involved, experienced parties, and parties with legal means, smart parties, and most importantly, parties that did not trust each other. Yeah. So I think it just makes it way more harder to hide the money because when you have like Dana White, Bob Arum, all these other people like, hey, I don't trust you, Al Heyman. I don't trust you, whomever. Next thing you know is like, I need receipts every step of the way. Yeah. Can you still hide money? Of course. One of the things you can do is like whatever international pay-per-view company could be a friendly company. Whoever's doing your marketing could be a friendly company. So you can move money around that way. But $340 million?
That's a lot of money to go missing.
Yeah.
And then this lawsuit's coming like 10 years after the fact. I mean,
and we do know Mayweather has some interesting financial advisors.
Yeah.
And speaking of lawsuits, I guess he owes $300,000 to a condo place in New York City. Yeah,
and jeweler in New York as well. So
so he spent a lot of money on lawyers right now.
Well, Mayweather's had a history of spending money with his fleet of cars, his private jets and stuff. I mean, it's kind of like. I mean, people say, okay, it's got $100 million. I mean, if you're spending $1 million a day, $100 million doesn't go too far,
So we should both stipulate while we talk about his money. A broke Floyd Mayweather makes more money than you or I.
Oh, yeah.
Is worth more money.
Oh, yeah.
He could sell a watch or something.
Yeah.
So even in broke, quote, I'm making air quotes, broke is way more than you and I will ever see. My belief is like most of these things get kind of settled behind the scenes. There's there'll probably be some type of money, financial settlement, and everybody signs non-disclosures and everybody goes their separate ways after God knows how much legal wrangling and money to the scumbag lawyers. And I know scumbag lawyers is redundant, but but I mean, I think those are the big winners here.
Oh yeah, the lawyers are going to win big time.
Right.
But, we'll see. I think it's definitely heading towards a settlement. So.
Yeah. But in the meantime, apparently we can look forward to Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Zambidis, June 27th, 2026.
Yeah. Okay. He's a big Muay Thai fighter in Greece.
Okay.
So he's I don't think he fights anymore.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever heard of him.
Yeah,
but.
He's good. He's very big in Greece, and he was, a Muay Thai champion.
Yeah.
But
now we were looking forward to Floyd fighting Iron Mike. This wasn't the Iron Mike that I thought. No, so
yeah. Him and Tyson would be definitely way more money.
Yeah, for sure. Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Zambidis I'm sure he'll get some type of money, but it's not going to be like an event. Because he's already done a bunch of these.
Plus, as well, it's abroad, so I think it's easier for him to hide the kind of money that he gets as opposed to being paid in the US. And got creditors coming after him.
Yeah, maybe he gets paid in Bitcoin or something, NFTs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck to Floyd. What do you want to discuss next? We got a bunch of stuff. Throw one at me, Edge. We got lots of stuff, and we got lots of fights to cover too.
I think we should go ahead and start off with the Gervonta Davis, who is a recurring person that we talk about.
We need theme music, do we not?
We should have some. Yeah,
the theme music for the Gervonta Davis legal issues. So. Let's see, when we left off, he was a wanted fugitive in Florida. Looks like they tracked him down. And honestly, I don't remember where we were last week, but he tracked down, posted $8,500 bond. But apparently, when you are on probation for other stuff, for example, a hit and run for hitting and run a pregnant woman in a car in 2020 in Baltimore, that can be construed as a probation violation. And a judge in Baltimore has said, yes, sir, you have violated your probation. We need to talk to you.
Yeah, so he's getting in big trouble. Well, it doesn't look like Gervonta is going to fight this year.
Exactly. And see, that's the whole thing. When all these cases are active, I guess you can train, but you can't really train properly, I guess, right? And then,
well, with that going on, a promoter is not going to set a fight date.
Exactly. You can't get licensed. You can't get insured, and you can't you can't have any confidence. I was just thinking, when Jake Paul was going to fight Gervonta, before that he fought Chavez Jr. and Chavez Jr. days after the fight gets arrested. Jake Paul didn't care.
No.
And Tank was too toxic for Jake. Even Jake Paul was like, I can't deal with you, bro. I mean, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I think Jake Paul knew a lot more than we did at that point.
Yeah, I don't think he fights again for a couple of years at the earliest.
It doesn't look that way.
Yeah. And he was already kind of halfway out the door anyway after the Lamont Roach fight. So I really hope the young man gets his thing on track. But see you next episode, I guess.
Yeah, I think probably he needs some serious help, some counseling. You know, there's definitely something wrong with this kid.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know if there's as much wrong, but Oscar De La Hoya made some.
Made the news. Well,
he owes some money on $23 million unpaid mortgage on a 12-story office building in downtown LA. Now the question is, this is not a good time to own commercial real estate, no matter where you are.
No.
So,
well, they're saying that the building was like only 30% occupied.
Yeah.
So I think commercial real estate in the US is going through a rough time. Ever since the pandemic, when a lot of people started working from home, so companies didn't book offices. So it looks like he's having a problem with occupancy issues.
And it looks like the value of the building has collapsed from plus or minus $40 million in 2015 to about $19 million now. I guess the thing is this just kind of a one-off, or is this part of just a larger pattern? Because he just Golden Boy's deal with DAZN just expired.
Yeah, so
he's kind of doing whatever, and then
he's going to that Swerve TV now, which is a streaming platform that's for free.
So Triller didn't want him, or what?
No, Triller, but Triller's pay-per-view. So this is Swerve. It's actually, if people actually sign up for it, it's a free platform that has advertisements on it,
right?
Kind of like Pluto.
Swerve.
Yeah, Swerve. Yeah.
Okay.
So he signed a deal with them. So the Golden Boy fights will be down there.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he's put the catalog of all the old fights on there.
Okay.
His old fights, Canelo's old fights, and everybody that's been associated with Golden Boy through the years.
Okay, and then there's also a lawsuit from Virgil Ortiz currently, but once again, is that proof of a pattern of something larger, or guys sue their promoters all the time? So I don't know if that's an extinction level event. You know?
I think that was to do with the fight they're trying to make with Boots Innes.
Yeah,
and then Oscar was kind of not going to make the fight, and I think they want the fight. So I think the lawsuit streams from that. So who knows?
Yeah, so it's something to keep an eye on. But what I do love, him and Dana White hate each other, and whenever either one of them can get a little jab going. Inject it into my veins. You hear what Dana White said?
Yes, I did.
You need to go on OnlyFans and get your rent paid.
Yeah, it says put back on your fishnets and then go on OnlyFans.
Inject it into my veins. I love when they go after each other. Please, I give me more.
Well, I think Clapback Thursday this week probably be pretty interesting coming up.
All right. Well, speaking of Dana, we had another Zuffa card, and the main event was Jose Valenzuela versus Diego Torres. It was fun. And also, you and I are not huge fans of Jose Valenzuela after
the Pitbull fight.
After the Pitbull fight, because we were there. We thought Pitbull won. However, to be fair, Zuffa had their first real hit, their first good fight, which was Alexander Gvozdyk versus Rajavi Kalajic. And Kalajic was down, and Kalajic was down again, and Kalajic was down again, and all of a sudden knocks out Gvozdyk in the seventh
round. Yeah.
And it's just a fun fight.
It's a fun fight, but I mean, it's kind of like Zuffa was going to have all these prospects. You got these guys. One of them's 34, the other one's 38. So they're not exactly prospects. They're older fighters.
Definitely. Isn't Gvozdyk the one that put the hurting on Superman? Was it Stevenson? Yeah.
Stevenson, yeah. Adonis Stevenson.
Adonis Stevenson, yeah.
I
still haven't seen that fight because I don't want to see that fight. Yeah.
But he was on the Olympics team in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell 2012 till now. I mean, it's been a long career. So
yeah, I'm just when it's a good fight, even old guys can have a good fight. When it's a good fight, and I want to be fair to them. And
all the guys in their 30s usually have good fights because their legs are gone. They have to stay in front of each other, so you usually put up good fights.
All right. Well, coming up February 15th, we got F.A. Ajagba versus Charles Martin. I mean, F.A., he can be fun. And then March 8th, Jai Bataya. I don't think they officially have an opponent, but I guess they're looking at Brandon Glanton.
Yeah.
So, but Jai Bataya, I'll always watch. Doesn't matter where. And you know what? Yeah. He's been fighting on basically in nightclubs in Australia, so the Zuffa thing actually really isn't much of a step down for him. I still wish he'd go with a bigger promoter.
Yeah, but the Zuffa, they've got it. We'll see how they go. I mean, so far, if you're watching Zuffa or ProBox, I think ProBox is putting out a better product. So Zuffa has to step up their game to get past ProBox, to get on the level. I mean, look at the event, Shakur event. I mean, that was a good event as far as the fight card goes.
Oh, amazing.
So,
matter of fact, oh my gosh, Edge. Yeah, we talked about the Shakur thing, and we just completely buried the lead. Our man Jarrell Miller had himself a night. Folks, we apologize that we took this long. Oh my God! Yeah, we're talking about De La Hoya commercial properties, but we could be talking about Jarrell Miller's wig.
Oh yeah.
Apologies. Hey, we dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, we should be.
So,
I think it's a shame.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
It's a shame that this fight didn't happen in the 70s and Howard Cosell was calling the fight.
He would have got real quiet, actually. So, do you know, like, post-fight, he's actually getting, like, in case anyone didn't know, Jarrell Miller, for whatever reason, had a wig on and it came off. It came off. Apparently it was a toupee that cost $700.
Yeah.
But I guess his DMs are flooded with hair transplant offers, man weaving sponsorships.
Well, he's done every talk show. Right? First, I saw him he was on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, he's been on all these
podcasts.
Then
he was on Jimmy Kimmel, like late night show. He's been on everything, like talking about what happened. I think everybody saw it. So now everybody wants to talk to him. He's done British TV. They've had him on. It's crazy.
And I'll tell you what's really crazy. What was he known for? Flunking drug tests. And now when you talk about him, he's known for the wig. My goodness, how something could change so quickly. And then even better, who ended up with it?
Sky Nicholson.
I thought it was Fabio Wardley. No, okay.
No, Fabio Wardley caught it.
Caught it.
Yeah. And then Sky Nicholson put it on top of her head.
Okay.
So
but Fabio said, hey, I'm keeping it. Yeah. Or whatever. What a great promotional idea. I mean, it just sometimes it's, and I don't believe for 1 second in any conspiracy that they did this on purpose or something. No. This was 100% organic.
Yeah. But the thing is as well, when he realized that it was flapping, he took it off and he threw it into the crowd, and that made it even a funnier thing.
And just the way he dealt with it was like he was just so funny. So, have you ever seen anything like that?
I never even heard of anything like that.
Joe Louis fought a bald guy once. I forget the guy's name. You can see like he was just very obviously bald, but that has nothing to do with the hairpieces. No. Yeah. So.
Well, when he got hit with the uppercut and he flapped all the way back.
I called the wife down, and and normally she's like, I don't what. And as soon as I showed her the wig, she's like, oh my god. And that's the thing. It's like a universal thing. You don't have to be a boxing fan.
No, everybody had a good laugh at that one.
It was great.
That was the most entertaining thing this month, I think.
And just also on that same card, Shushu?
Oh, yeah.
Had, what was it, like a KO of the year?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was against, I'm just trying to find it here.
Castro?
Yeah, Carlos Castro. Yeah. And it was kind of a nip and tuck fight. Carrington actually was buzzed by a right and front. And it was just back and forth. But at round 9, what do we got here? Yeah, it was a 4-punch combo.
Oh,
just
yeah.
Beautiful. And then it's one of those things when you see it in slow-mo.
Yeah, there was definitely, he stole the show as far, apart from the wig thing, as being fighter on that card, he was the best fighter on best fight on the card.
Yeah, so obviously we have that linked as always. There's one other fight that was early, actually there was 2 fights earlier that day that I want to bring up, but and this is related to Shakur.
Yeah.
If I could, and that is Josh Padley. Who he fought. I'm just pulling it up here. Josh Padley, actually, first of all, it doesn't matter who Josh Padley fought. He fought a guy named Jaoud Belmedi, but I was going to ask you, because you're so good. You're such a good fighter. I mean, I just basically spar. I would spar someone really, really good, and kind of get my ass handed to me. But then after that, anyone else seemed easy.
Yeah.
Now, I think generally you were more the guy who was serving up. But did you ever have that where you sparred or fought with someone really good, and then after that?
Yeah, you spar with really good people, and you go in and you go into a fight, you're really sharp. And if you fight somebody really good, then the next fight out, you improve a lot.
And that's precisely what I'm getting at. Josh Padley's last fight was against Shakur Stevenson. He came in the last minute, and everyone gave him all the respect in the world. And he did his best, but Shakur was Shakur. But God, after Shakur fighting this guy, he probably looked like he probably felt like he was fighting in slow motion or something.
This guy definitely was just outclassed greatly.
And Padley destroyed him in 2 rounds. It was great to see because we're Josh Padley fans, and it was just legitimate, and it's just from the opening bell. He was all over him.
And it was a European title fight as well, so, it was a big fight for Padley, and, with 2-round knockout in a European title fight, you got to give him a lot of credit. And I think even Shakur he heard the news of the Padley fight, and before he had his fight, and he was excited for Padley. So Padley's one of those guys because he took the Shakur fight on a week's notice, and they called him up, and he was installing solar panels in his job, and they called him up, and he goes, "Yeah, I'll take the fight," and went in and put up a good effort against Shakur, even though he lost pretty wide, but now he's won himself a European title, and he's on the come up.
Yeah, so we're big fans of Padley, and I wanted to bring that up. And was that the undercard of Murtazliev and Josh Kelly?
No, it was not. No.
Okay. And then, the same day as the Shakur, we had Bakram Murtazliev versus Josh Kelly.
Yeah.
And wow.
Surprise.
Yeah. I thought Murtazliev was going to just knock this kid's block off, and Josh Kelly, with just a performance for the ages.
Yeah.
And wins a very, very close majority decision, which, by the way, Bakram's people are appealing right now.
Yeah, because one of the judges gave the last round 10-10, which,
but it should have been 10-9 Kelly. So Kelly, I don't even know what they're...
So what's he
I mean, they're reaching something. I will say this. I mean...
the fight was great. I mean, both fighters went down.
Yeah.
I mean...
but that's the thing. Murtazliev went down in the 4th. It was a flash knockdown. It was a legit knockdown. And then after that, I was like, okay, Kelly could really start boxing him, and he really did. But even Kelly got clipped in the 9th. He goes down, and so there was a chance that Murtazliev could pull this out, and just Kelly hung in there.
I mean, I thought that after the knockdown in the 9th, I thought that it was going to go his way. But
the fairy tale was over. Yeah,
but then Kelly came out and he boxed even harder, and he won the last round. So kudos to him.
Yeah, so I say congratulations to Kelly. Also, I thought, this is just me, I thought Bakram looked a little drained, like he looked really sunken or whatever. He might be better at middleweight or super middleweight, and I think he has enough power that he could carry it up.
He can move up, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think 154 is the weight for him. But this could be good because Bakram was really avoided now, and now someone...
people will fight him now.
Yeah. But congratulations, Josh Kelly, you're the champ, but at 154.
Yeah, 154, that division is...
Had the other problem, Josh Kelly ain't going to sneak up on anyone.
No. Well, Josh Kelly, when he first came out, I mean, after the Olympics came out, he had a lot of promise, and everybody was showing clips of him in his early professional fights. He looked fantastic. And then he went into a lull, and he lost a couple of fights, and people thought his time had passed, but he worked his way back up to a title shot, and then put in a good performance against probably the most avoided boxer in boxing right now.
Okay. And speaking of guys who used to be avoided, now we can talk about documentaries. Deontay Wilder has had himself a week, has he not?
Oh, my goodness. Yes, he has. Yeah. Well, he went on to, Deontay Wilder was on Talk Sports, which is a British, it was a radio show that's on every day. And they talk sports all day, different segments, and they cover boxing extensively. So they have it, now they show it, you can get it on YouTube and watch it live. And
he's promoting his fight against Chisora, which is official April 4th, 2026, the O2 Arena, and they're branding it 100 because it's both fighters' 50th professional bout. Okay, that's
it's good. Yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah, and it's got that will be a good fight as well.
Yeah,
Chisora's looked good recently, even though he's coming towards the end of his career, and Wilder needs. He hasn't looked that good recently, so we'll see what happens.
However, he has a lot to say about Tyson Fury, and I think we both agree Tyson Fury legitimately won, and we're both Mark Breland fans. And Deontay,
it's just it's just Deontay being Deontay, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So he claims that Tyson Fury cheated in the first 2 fights they had.
And he has artifacts to this effect. He has artifacts.
And it's kind of like, Deontay's not the most eloquent guy, and he make these things, but he went on to talk sports.
Who's the guy on Talk Sports?
I'm going to think, his name, Simon Jordan.
Simon Jordan, yeah.
So he's talking to Simon Jordan, and Simon Jordan starts asking him about the Fury thing.
He pressed him, yeah.
Yeah, but Wilder said, I don't want to talk about Tyson Fury. I just want to talk about Chisora because that's a fight coming up. And but Simon Jordan kept on, and says, okay, you made an excuse about your warts being
spiked.
You made an excuse about this suit, which then Deontay Wilder denied that he ever made the excuse about his suit being too heavy. Then it came to the padding in the gloves. So Simon Jordan goes, really, you just want to make excuses for losing, and Deontay Wilder went crazy.
Yeah, and then Simon held his ground too. And,
he did, yeah.
And I think Simon's line of questioning was completely legitimate.
It was, yeah. It was good questioning, but then Deontay Wilder went crazy and started going into, you don't believe me because I'm a black man, and you only believe white guys, and he went into a whole racist rant.
And how much you think of this is promotional, and how much you think of it as him really crashing out?
I think it's him.
Do you think it's him crashing out?
I think it's him crashing out,
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like when boxers are undefeated and they lose, they always come up with excuses, and it takes them a while to get over. And by now, you think that Wilder would have got over his defeats to Tyson Fury, but then he hasn't. So
I have a nuanced take. I think Deontay Wilder thinks Tyson Fury cheated because Deontay Wilder was cheating for years. He was cheating with that right hand because he never learned to box. He just got away with this ungodly power, and it was kind of like a cheat code. It just Teddy Atlas called Great Eraser. It was just erase all his mistakes, and it
did, yeah.
And he had that for years. So in effect, he was cheating. I mean, it's not cheating, but it's like a cheat code. They call it a cheat code. Yeah, he had it. Yeah,
and he was gifted. A gifted right hand. That's what he had. He had a gift, and if he landed it, then the fight was over. So,
but he never learned to box.
Oh, I think that in the first fight when Tyson Fury got up in the 12th round when he thought he had a knockout, I think that broke his heart.
Yep. And basically, there was everything after he got up.
Yeah.
Because after that, Tyson Fury just started coming forward because Tyson Fury had boxed him, got knocked down twice. When he got up at the 9.8 or whatever. Yeah, that was it mentally for Deontay.
Yeah, Deontay Wilder, they couldn't handle him after that. Yeah.
Well, my other question is, let's see, he fought Tyson Fury the second time in 2020. I want to say the third time in 2021 or 2022. I think it was 2021 because it's about a year later. Yeah. Okay, why is it taking so long to put? What are you waiting for to put the evidence out?
Yeah, exactly. Got to think. There's stuff with the taking padding out the gloves. I mean, I've been to fight myself and things. You've got the commission there. You've got a member of the opposing team's corner that watches you get your hands wrapped and checks the gloves and have your gloves put on. So it's not like. Tyson Fury could do it in secret. It's not that, you can't do that. You can't do that anymore, So, ever since our friend Panama Lewis did that way back in the day, there's no way you can get away with that now.
Do you know who might have been doing it?
Who?
Nick Ball. Have you heard about this controversy?
No, I have not.
Well, so Nick Ball just lost to Brandon Figueroa, but as of today, Manny Robles said he did not get to watch Nick Ball's hands get wrapped. Now, he's not accusing him of anything, but what he was saying is, look, we made agreements with the commission, with the management that I get to watch, and they went ahead and did without me. So the commission was there, that's fine, but it's like, so when it came time to wrap Brandon Figueroa's hand, he's like, their management can't. Their representatives can't be there.
Yeah.
Because hey, you broke your promise, and it had nothing to do with the fight. But Brandon Figueroa knocks out Nick Ball in the 12th round. Yeah. And as a fellow short guy, I'm a big Nick Ball fan. But that was actually a little post-fight thing. Manny Robles was talking about that.
Yeah, but it's kind of the whether the other corners, they're not, the commission's in there. And the
exactly.
Commission watches the...
and Manny Robles was very clear to say that, but he was just like, hey, we made an agreement, and you guys didn't uphold that agreement.
But it's kind of, that's always the agreement, though. Ever since, taking fighters down to Vegas or anywhere in California, even in New York, you have a commissioner there, and you have someone from the other party watching the hands get wrapped and the gloves are getting put on. Yeah. So, Wilder's claim there, that doesn't hold water. So,
All right. We talked about a lot. We still got to talk about One Friday Night Fights.
Oh my goodness.
So we're going to do a speed round on One Friday Night Fights. So first of all, watch One Friday Night Fights 140 because...
Oh, God, what a show.
Oh, just... every fight. So there's no way. I mean, we're going to talk real quick about Antar Kasem versus Hamaza Rashid and Sanpet versus Giradachai. But there's just every single fight, the whole show.
Oh, show was great. So, you've got to watch the whole thing.
Yeah. So Antar Kasem versus Hamez Rashid. Rashid wins via third round TKO, and these guys both kind of look the same.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, but this guy.
Rashid, got him in the third round, and he scored that one knockdown, and then laid a heavy combo on him, hit him with everything.
And poor Kasim looked like he had been in a fight too. His eye was, and that was one of those ones where the ref just kind of stopped it. And you're like, good call, ref.
Yeah, it was a grueling fight.
Yeah, so watch that, and then we just had to bring up Giradachai. Longtime fans of the show will know that we followed Giradachai and. Stop me if you heard this before. Giradachai wins by flying knee.
Yeah, flying knee. In the first round, actually,
it was the second round.
Was it the second round?
The second round. Yeah, he actually got dropped in the first round.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But when you're fighting Giradachai, you better. I don't know how you train for flying knees.
No.
I guess
don't let him get too close.
As a matter of fact, how does one train for flying knees? I guess
you can stop him, but you gotta do like straight arm to their shoulder.
Yeah,
they're coming in with, but he's got good timing on that, and he throws it really nice.
And he's just because he's like 17 or 18 years old, and and so last time we did this, we're like, hey, it's one to watch, and he's still one to watch. My goodness. All right, One Friday Night Fights 141, and yes, we are purposely just. Meet, but we had Face versus So Nung Oo, and this one was easy. I don't think the ref did a good job. I think this should have been stopped at this was 3 knockdowns, and Face wins via first round TKO. But after the first knockdown,
it was bad. And then
it was a high kick. It was a head kick.
Yeah, head kick. And then, so he got him with a head kick.
He can barely stand, and then gets him with a straight punch.
Straight punch.
And then really can barely stand.
And then it gets him with a knee.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing missing was the elbow.
But I'm like, ref, I mean, we were fine after the first one. And he went there immediately from the straight punch. And then he's just sitting there. It's like, okay, we'll throw a knee. So good job, Face. Not good job, ref.
Well, the referee should let him get up again and get the elbow, so he could have got him with everything. So.
And then we also had Mudechwalit versus Sa Min Min, and this was just God. You see someone go stiff.
Oh yeah. That was some punch.
Yeah, it was a high kick and a straight punch, and it's almost like immediately.
Yeah, but that was exciting knockout. I mean,
okay. So, but One Friday Fights 140. Just please check it out. Yeah.
I think it's out of 12 fights, there's only 2 of them that weren't knockouts, something like that.
Yeah, and they were all just really fun to watch. So do we want to talk really, really super briefly about Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios?
Well, you got it coming up. Yeah. So,
I feel like this is one of these ones where I'm about to be wrong again because I really do not like Mario Barrios. I don't think he's very good. And I think Ryan Garcia is loads more talented. And after his Times Square debacle against Rolly Romero, I think he's actually going to have his head on straight. And I think he's going to smoke Mario Barrios. But I keep being wrong on these things. Who can see? But I think Ryan Garcia is going to just absolutely.
I think so as well.
I think he's going to dump.
Way more talented than Barrios. Barrios is probably the worst champion in boxing right now.
Yeah.
So if Garcia's up, trained hard, and he's ready for this fight, then I think he should handle it.
And Garcia has not won a title yet, so there is some motivation there. Yeah. So. Okay, so we will see next time.
Yeah, and if Garcia wins, I mean, that changes everything because he'll be kind of the money guy at the welterweight division.
Right.
You know, because Haney's not really a big draw. And Garcia, if he wins, especially if he wins by knockout, he'll be the guy that everyone's looking for at that weight class.
Hey, maybe a fight for Shakur. I mean,
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Wow. Edge. We got a Super Bowl to watch, but okay. Do you have anything else for us?
No, there's good thing. There's another one coming up. Coming up at the end of the month, but we'll talk about it in the next podcast.
Oh yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Well, we want to thank you so much. Don't forget to follow us on social media, and we're somewhere else.
Upscrolled.
Upscrolled.
Yeah.
I think there's an exodus from TikTok to Upscrolled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will get an Upscrolled account and start following us. Okay. All right. So make sure to follow. Do you know what we are on Upscrolled?
The Stand Up Guys podcast.
Stand Up Guys podcast. Yeah. Okay. Look for us on Upscrolled. We'll see you there. Make sure to follow us. Make sure to comment. We appreciate you all. Go Patriots, I guess.
I guess. Whoever wins.
Whoever wins, yeah. All right, thanks. We'll see you all next time. We're Stand Up Guys. We're out.